So, check out this shirt. One of my favorite shirts. Look at that. Had this made for me by some fat bastards at the flea market. He had a great shop. You just bring him an image on your phone, and he will put it on a t-shirt for $10. Anyways, so, I think her name is Sarnoff CEO of WarnerMedia. Started talking about this Snyderverse. Release the Snyderverse. I think that's the new hashtag I got right now. And, woo, it's an interesting article. She basically destroys you guys in a way. I'm talking about you the obsessed with Zack Snyder fanboys. Now, I liked the Justice League movie. Go look at my review. It was my last video. Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Joss Whedon Justice League is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm glad Zack Snyder had his vision. It came out there. It was 4 hours that flew by. It was a great time. But it's over. His things are over. They said they're not continuing with his universe. He's also said that he's over it. I'm sure that guy's lost his fucking mind with it. He didn't even get paid for this movie. So, he's done with it, but they're done with it. And they're even not. They also answered the question of, are you going to make a David Ayer Suicide Squad cut? And she was like, nope. Hell no. And why would he want to see that? Suicide Squad well, I guess you could make the argument that Justice League was a disaster and then this one's good, and maybe that would be good too. Who knows? But that Suicide Squad did not have the same circumstances. It wasn't director left because of unfortunate kid suicide, so they got a director that's nothing like him to come in there and change everything up. That didn't happen with Suicide Squad. So I don't think a director's cut would pose any real big difference of Suicide Squad. Also, they're basically doing what they said before. They're gonna mimic Marvel. I think it's funny that they even admit that they're just copying Marvel at this point, because Marvel did it right and nobody knows how to beat Marvel, so they're just copying them. You know, if you can't beat them, join them. And they're just saying we're gonna have a multi-dimensional universe where characters are on every platform, such as streaming and TV and movies, and everybody's going to be doing their own thing, and they might link up talking about Suicide Squad and whatever the hell John Cena's character is having his own thing. So they're done with the Snyderverse. Snyderverse is over. It's done. It's finished. And they answered about the fan base coming at them, and they basically said they're not tolerating it. They're not tolerating being bullied into it. This is where I respect them, because I know how many of you love Zack Snyder and obsess with him and think that you're going to hashtag your way, do it the old way. I keep seeing that meme. Hashtag your way into a Snyderverse. I don't think it's going to work this time. And frankly, if I was a CEO of a company, I wouldn't let it work. You already did it once. You pulled it off. Congratulations. But if they let you do it every time, it's going to be a problem. Because this idea that you're owed things is problematic. It's very problematic for a franchise. If I was the CEO of anything and the fans are saying, you owe me this, I deserve this, you better give it to me, or I'm going to insert threat here. That's going to make me look at you like children and want to treat you like children. And I'm going to be like, no, I don't have to. And it's simple as that. Because the thing is, the Zack Snyder obsessive fans who are going after this are the loudest, but they're the squeaky wheel on the bus. They're not the biggest, broadest portion of the pie. They're a slice of the pie. But the majority of the DC fans are very normal people like me who watch Marvel, DC, and watch the Zack Snyder cut, but would have lived without it. They don't give a damn how it went either way, really. I don't care if that thing ever happened. I'm glad it did happen when I saw it, but yeah, I wasn't like, I need it or I'm going to kill everybody. So, I like the response. I like the studio saying we're not going to cater to your whims. So some of you might hate me for saying that, but I kind of like her response, because I think it's gotten too ridiculous. It's like Star Wars. Star Wars got ruined because Disney was so panicky about catering to the whims of the populace that they started off the sequel series by making it Stormtroopers again, and it's A New Hope, but woke, woman, black guy, Hispanic guy, and it's just A New Hope again. But things changed around. They're not Stormtroopers, they're the 501st, they're not the Empire. They're I can't even fucking remember anymore. He's not Darth Vader, it's Kylo Ren. It's rehashing it, and then they're like, alright, now we're going to go a different direction because they yelled at us. So, Rian Johnson, do whatever the hell you want. He's like, alright, do whatever the hell I want. They're like, fuck! They're like, alright, J.J. Abrams, save us. Give them everything. And then he's like, everything in the kitchen sink. And then it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's what happens if you start panicking about the fans and letting them dictate what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the solution is what they did. Director leaves and they're like, new director who's nothing like him. I don't think that was the right move that they did, and they learned their lesson from that. But I also don't think the right move is to panic and pander to you, the public, just because you're the loudest portion of that pie, thinking you're speaking for everybody. Most DC fans are completely sane people who are not spending their time hashtagging and going after them and threatening to delete their subscriptions and blah blah blah. Very interesting response. You never really see this from a studio because they're always trying their best not to piss you off because they're scared of the public. You never really see something like it. So I think it's a very interesting response. What do you think, though? Am I completely wrong? Are you owed the Snyderverse? Are you going to kill somebody if you don't get it? Are we going to assassinate the CEO of WarnerMedia if we don't get the Snyderverse? Or are we all different-minded people who have our own opinions and think differently, and some of us will be fine if Zack Snyder never makes another DC movie like me? Best DC movie ever is Watchmen. Thank you. Subscribe.